Good morning, John.
Morning, Sammy.
Good morning, Nero.
Hey guys, sorry. Right.
It's okay.
Hey, Sam.
Still assembling.
I have a conflict at 9:10. Sorry, today.
So maybe before we kind of leave, is all the presentation is final, right?
Final, yes.
Okay. Good morning, Panos.
Good morning, everybody. Senior Rav, John. I think Anil is coming.
Okay.
Hey, Panos.
Last Friday I was not feeling well, so I had to skip it. And I saw that John sent me some material that I still need to have to go through.
Okay. Maybe probably quick. So, Panos, you will be there Monday, right?
I will be there as of Monday, yes.
Okay. Okay. So let us get started. Any opens today before we can go through the agenda? So no opens. Basically the CSM transition we want to kind of finalize is still we're not able to finalize the co-leads. Are we able to get
I just replied that I can take that position.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Paulus. As a co-lead, right? Or lead?
As a co-lead, preferably.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
For the thank you for that. So anybody else want to do a co-lead?
Oh, that's an option? I thought, okay. Well, in that case, I can talk to 4 and get back to you.
Yeah. I will also talk internally with Monto. So,
Yeah.
So I think the thinking is if others are not taking, I will continue as a co-lead. If we're able to get a volunteer, then we will transition my co-lead position to others, right? Okay, that's good. I think let's finalize today on that offer. Thank you, Nirav, too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to be. But,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, we will finalize it here.
Yeah, we'll talk through it. Yeah.
Right. Any other comments, questions on that? The next item is as part of the morning. There is not a really keynote like what we had this year. They're going to be panel session. In the panel session, they're basically inviting all the FTI leads. And as part of that, the talk is to really highlight what is the accomplishment and what we are planning to do going forward, right? As a summary on the accomplishment for this year, I need to put the slides yet. but we basically like accomplished this. We are able to get the white paper going on the TC life cycle. That is one big work we have done. And we have started a discussion on the security front, but still we need to spend more time on it. And also we had a discussion on IMA, but we have not yet completed. We made some progress, but we have not completed the work to release a white paper. The fourth item is still, I think I'm waiting for partners from Meta side to approve the TC telemetry data sharing model. Once Meta approves, then we can formally release the white paper. All other companies said okay. And again, Panos, we will keep pushing you to visit from your side and let us know whether we can able to get that released before the Cloud Summit.
I did follow your advice and I'm escalating now.
Okay, thank you. Let me look at the agenda back here. The another one we want to do is I'm trying to see whether we can meet before our Wednesday meeting. Kind of looking for Tuesday, whether we can able to meet in the probably afternoon or after 12 anytime. I'm looking for some suggestion from this team what time works for you guys. I will be there Monday afternoon onwards. But there is a leads, project leads meeting going on between 2 to 4 or 2:30 to 4. I need to look at the time. After that, there is a dinner meet. But either we can, I'm not sure all of you are going to be there on Monday, but if we are there Tuesday, we can meet sometime. Or Wednesday morning, we have FTA things getting started from the morning onwards. It'll be good if we can spend some time on Tuesday, like just maybe half an hour. What do you guys think?
For me, it's Tuesday early afternoon, early evening, sorry, that I think will be comfortable. Depends on the others.
Meaning after like 2 o'clock, 2 to 5 or 2 to 6.
Yes.
Okay, I'll have to ask Ken to help me.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I understand. Yeah, but let's.
So this is John. So Tuesday afternoon works for me.
Okay, thank you. So,
Let's meet. Yeah, I'll ask Ken to help me with the demo.
Scott Chakwini.
I can do Tuesday afternoon.
Okay, thank you. And Scott? I think you're on mute if you're talking.
And how long are we meeting for?
30 minutes.
Can we do it during 3:15 during the afternoon break?
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's a break. It's yeah. Yeah, I think the couple of items we want to kind of touch bases, right? Anyway, we are there and we will have some time to meet after the FTA if you guys are coming for the dinner. but I think it's not really like you sit down and discuss. They kind of put every people in different table. Kurt Panaseo.
Yes, I just remember we have a workplace, don't worry, WhatsApp group from last year. I think we are the same persons. So if anybody wants to opt in, they can email us or send here in the chat or something if they want to get added to that WhatsApp group so that we can coordinate during the summit.
That's that's a good thing you brought it up. I think
Yeah, can you add me?
you add Nirav as well as Scott, if we and John, if we have phone numbers, you can.
Yeah, I just
Since it's
pasted
phone numbers, it's totally optional, like for you, you know.
Our email is fine, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's good. I think then let us find a table and at least we can text back. Let's find a table in the mid there. And so on the accomplishment we kind of talked, so I kind of jumped over, sorry. The next steps, I think that is one of the another thing we want to kind of highlight. Let me kind of voice over the next steps. So obviously we will get the white paper ready. We will release for the data telemetry sharing if we are not able to release it before that. And we are working on the life cycle management. We want to get the white paper released. And Nirav, I think already off. So if we have some time frame, I want to code the time frame and we want to ETA for it. And George is not here. So IMA, we are not able to still commit a date for the white paper when we will be able to release. Chakvini, is there anything on the security side we want to give some dates?
Let me get back to you on that, Sammy.
Okay.
Let me figure out what would be logical to provide.
Okay, thank you. So other question is, so all of you are able to register for the summit?
Yes.
I know George sent a note. He had some problem yesterday. He was trying to register it. And Chakvini, we were not able to get a pass for you. I hope you are able to work through your system.
Yeah, I'll submit it today.
Okay. So then I think the last item I would like to go through is the panels. So I took the bio from, I will put my bio here down. From the descriptions, is there anything that you guys kind of want to remove anything or add anything to this, or is it all current?
Sammy, I'm sorry I didn't update it, so I'll review it and I'll update as needed.
Okay, sure, yeah. Yeah, I took it from what is in the OCP site. I think each person sits highlighting there, right? I took from there. And I think Pawan has updated this thing. I still need to get a hold of Ragul to get his bio. On the question side, any additional questions the team has that I want to capture? I supposed to complete this work and send it out before the meeting today, but I didn't have a chance to work on it. I will try to do my best to get it done out by tomorrow and send a note to this whole team here.
I have a general question.
Right.
So is CSM going to continue in FTI?
No, we want to go to the
I know, but we had previous discussion about splitting CSM into two things. So that's no longer on the table. It's going to disappear from FTI and reappear in hardware management.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
That's one. I think you recall, John, there is a leads, there are proposal. I think we need to change one of the names there. I will send a note later today. So either it's going to be Panos co-lead, and either I or Nirav will be co-lead there in that new.
Okay. Okay, then you guys, okay. So at this point, I think Panos, you already approved this lead. So you can go ahead and contact Kevin Fkei to create a channel.
Right.
So I don't
Yep.
know if he's gonna have this existing channel and just move it over and rename it, or whether he's gonna create a new channel for you guys.
It'll be good if we can move this channel to that work stream.
You can have that discussion with him.
We will try to close that soon, by at least Monday or Tuesday. Any additional questions the team want to kind of throw here? I do need to spend a couple of hours and form all the questions. I'm kind of thinking this after intro, I will list probably about 10 different questions here so that we have enough time given it's 40 minutes panel, and it's wrap up at the end. So the content is going to be about 30 minutes or so that discussions. I will write the questions and send it over. I didn't get a chance to get it done before the meeting today. And if you have anything that you want to highlight or you want to put it over here, please go ahead and fill it. Any other thing today you want to discuss here?
Sammy, I have one topic.
Yeah.
So this is about the in-band management. So George is focusing on the in-band management agent design or requirement rather. And then the in-band fault management requirement. So there is obviously overlap between our fault handling sub project and the CSM. So we need to work on as the next project defining the requirements for in-band fault management. Should we work within the hardware fault management team and develop the requirements, or should we work here? Like any thoughts on that?
So I would recommend two kind of thing, right? We really need to define the requirement and doc and get an alignment. But we can provide is what we have today. We can provide to the hardware fault management, and they can take over and finalize what they really want to see it. then
Have you guys codified your requirements? Because if you guys have requirements, the problem with having a discussion in fault management is that it's going to wander off to wherever it wants to go, right? If you guys haven't codified and agreed upon what these requirements are and deliver it to them, then you can't control any part of the conversation. So if they wander off and discuss other things, you can always bring them back to, hey, these requirements either are or are not met. But you can't just deliver what you have and say, hey, you guys do whatever you guys want, because you'll come back and not have anything close.
John, when you say codify, you mean, can you clarify what you mean?
Write it down. Write it down and agree. Oh, sorry, Pino. You've got your hand up.
I was going to echo you, John, that I believe the collaboration between CSM and the hardware fault management group is that the CSM should write down the high-level requirements of what is the purpose that this system, this design should fulfill, and then hardware fault management could go into the implementation detail and the standard, the spec of how this thing is going to be as a format or mechanism. So I think the split there is fair, so that CSM gives a high level requirements and hardware fault management, the implementation of that standard.
When you say upon a high level requirement from an overall management point of view or fault management point of view?
From an overall management point of view.
Okay. So basically, then it kind of, so let me rephrase. So what George has been driving, right? In-band agent concept for in general management, right? So that anyway, George has the white paper, and I'm assuming we will put together requirements also. Do we, by the way, have we started putting together requirements for hardware management, or what the whole hardware management project? What John, you and I mean the third team is driving already has a requirement for that. Requirement for hardware management. It's in general, everything is there already, right? We don't need to do anything additional in this working group for hardware management. Is that right? We are really focusing on the cloud, like large scale management concept.
I'm curious as to what you mean by you're not required to do anything. So if you're happy with that document, you're fine. If you're not happy with the document, you should update it with your requirements.
Yeah, so maybe that's the right question. Have you looked at it? I have not looked at it.
So, sorry, I think I'm sorry.
I think where I'm going with, where I'm going here is that I'm trying to understand, in order for us to create a hardware fault management using in-band methods, should we just append the existing hardware fault management requirement that we just contributed into that document, or should we create a separate document and align with the CSM? That's why I'm trying to get it clarity.
So the in-band management, Anil, we were started putting in-band management requirement, but not really hardware fault management view of it. Right? There is a lot more other than the fault portion of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think what I would say is what we have, we need to look at it. And if it is not translating to the requirement of hardware fault management is coming, right? If the white paper gets released, they can look at it and they can go ahead and define their requirement from hardware fault management perspective. And like I think Pano said, right? It's an in-band management requirement in general. I think that's what we are trying to concentrate it here.
Mm-hmm.
Then hardware fault management may be a subset of the in-band management, right?
That's right.
But I think The one what John was trying to say is have we codified, basically meaning there is a kind of standard format for forming a requirement. And I believe we have not done that. We started as a, if you look at the requirements directory, we started putting a requirement template, but we went on kind of start expanding it, not really like codifying it to the level of really requirement stock. I think there is a work needed to really like make it as a requirement stock rather than going into the implementation detail or other details of that, right? So it would be good to put as a separate requirements doc. That way it's clear. Then when you have an architecture or the implementation, it meets the requirement, right?
Mhm.
So you need some work to codify as a requirement stock.
Okay. So
When
in
we
this
started, I think we started as a requirement and it went on little weeds there.
right. So we can revive that
Right.
in the CSM, right?
Right.
For overall hardware management. And then for the fault management, we'll work in the hardware fault management sub-project then.
Okay, in fact, I think it will be good if the CSM puts the complete requirement documents for what other things need to happen, right? I think one of the things, life cycle and everything we are discussing, right? What are the different requirements we are identifying that need to be met?
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Mm-hmm.
then basically, like once you have the requirement, do we have a definition for expanding it further, right?
Right. So
That's
there'll be
probably a approach we can take to kind of expand it further. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah. I mean, the requirement that we'll put together, right, at the next project, we probably will have a one paragraph clarifying that the hardware fault management is also required, and at a high level what the requirements are, and then we'll point to the hardware fault management requirement document for more details.
Right.
And hardware fault management will have more details in terms of some of the very specific interfaces and for what kind of faults and all that details.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. In fact, I think it will be good. One of the things maybe I should ask John is still here. We need to define for OCP different projects. What are the different outputs out of that each project or work streams? How is that fits into different work stream to make it as a final product, right? Today, if you look at a hardware management, it's consuming a lot of different projects output, right? For example, security teams. There is some thing defined by security that's consumed by hardware management. There are defined by
Hammy, no, there isn't. There's nothing that the OCP security team produces that we consume.
that's then I think what I mean to say by that, John, is there are definitions done in the architecture side and the implementation side. Hardware management uses it, right? It's not.
No, there's nothing that the only hardware management is something that's common that goes across all the platforms. So our main goal, right, has been Redfish, and we work with other project teams as they appear interested. So we work with the cooling environments to do hardware management for liquid cooling because they say, we need a Redfish interface to do this. Can you come help us? So Jeff Otter and I go there and we meet with them and we guide them. They're the subject matter experts. We're the Redfish guys, right? And that's how we work. And we do this jointly. But if you're saying, oh, there are products from other platform groups that we consume and look at and try to align with, the answer is no. We don't do any of that, right?
So maybe I probably used a wrong wording here. Instead of consuming, we are working across the different teams to
No, we're
make
not.
it.
No, we're not. And I'm sorry, that's one of the problems with OCP is it has these project groups and they generally try to stay vertical. It's only, I think my team and sustainability is doing it, where we actually go to other projects and we say, we can help you with whatever you want. You guys are subject matter experts. That's the way I created hardware management, to say we are experts in management. You guys are the experts on servers or networking or whatever, and we can help you. But do they produce something that we actually read within hardware management? The answer is no. And there's no directive to do so, right? We are all open source communities and we create based on what we want to create, right? So security has like 5 white papers. I don't think anyone here has read them. So there's no internalization of that work.
Yeah, I think maybe, but I'm trying to kind of say from as a system level, right? All those things need to come together, right?
All the things need to do what?
So, for example, OSF, security, sustainability, hardware management, all these things need to come together to create the final systems, right?
Yeah, and it's up to the OEMs and ODMs that create these systems to put them together, not for OCP to do that.
Yes, that's true. But my question is, do we want to have articulation of how that is coming together?
What do you mean, how it's coming to us?
Going to come together as a all these things
That's
working together to create a product, or leave it up to the OEM to figure out.
Yeah, it's up to the OEMs to figure out. That's why we create these base specifications, and OEMs and manufacturers, system manufacturers, can select from them and create a design spec for, and then from the design spec you create a product spec. But we leave it up to them to do all that stuff and then contribute it. So you'll get a server design, right? Using multiple things, where they using multiple ingredients that may come from OCP, may not come from OCP. And then they say, okay, we've now created the design. We're going to contribute that design to OCP. And it's a larger integration of a bunch of these technologies. But nowhere at OCP does it, right? We allow the community to do it.
Yeah, I think the reason I was kind of asking John is, so from CSM perspective, right? We have to kind of consume from multiple different projects and highlight what is the gaps or what are the opportunities there to kind of bring them together, right?
That's your decision, right? That's
right,
CSM,
right,
CSM's decision, right? So yes, you have to answer that. Don't ask me.
Okay. So I think that's where I think what Anil is asking, right? Is there anything that they're producing, what we are producing, that can be worked together, right?
No, because you guys specified requirements. Someone needs to go produce a interface design, right? And then someone needs to define a implementation that implements the interface.
In order to do that, John, I would think, and I'm just playing back on what Sammy's saying and what Anil was asking. In order to do that, you have to have some cognizance of what goes into your requirements definition in order to pull those pieces together. Your explanation was more about design and implementation specific, and yes, that's not something that can be something left to ODMs, SIs to go off and do. But I think the questions are still pertinent as far as, are they pieces that need to be pulled together in order to drive a requirements document? And that question to me is still unanswered. It's an opportunity, as Sammy was saying.
I think maybe if John, I think what he is saying is it's up to the if the CSM team wants to take on that work to bring them together. He's saying let the CSM do it. Is that right, John?
If you
Yeah, we
feel
need to go. Go ahead.
if you feel strongly to do it, yes, you can't just produce a document and expect other people to read it. You have to go and you have to advocate to each different organization. That's what we had to do with Redfish. Right? Everyone kept ignoring it until I went to each group and I said, this is important. OCP has set this direction. We're going to go, and this is how you can participate. Because they're all busy doing their stuff in their community, right? Storage was interested in their stuff, right? And they have no time for this unless you give them, market it, right? And give them a reason why they care.
So I think that's probably an opportunity here for CSM to understand what is getting done produced by different teams and how it's going to come together. And even as part of the life cycle management or white papers, we should highlight that. Then when somebody is looking at even OEMs trying to build, instead of trying to figure out from all the different work streams, they can go to one place and say like, hey, I can go here and I can figure out all these things, right? Right now, they have to juggle around all these different places to figure out what is needed. Does it make sense? Go ahead, Paul.
If you believe
yes, echo that.
CSM,
Sorry. Go on, John. Sorry.
if you believe CMS has the time to read up on what everyone else is doing, then yes, you guys can do that. Right? I much rather not do that. I much rather advocate my position in the organization, because then you'll be talking to their SMEs, and whether you can get them interested or they'll say, it's nice, but it's really low on our priority list. We'll get to our important things first.
So I was going to say, I side with Sami that this is a gap we are identifying, and we could still debate. This is not a decision yet whether the CSM group is most best positioned to consider this gap, have some ideas around it, put together some material. I will not say a big word like fill the gap, but do some work, let's say, towards narrowing that gap.
Thank you. I think we do need to. Feels like there is some work needed for us to really understand what the things coming from each work stream, so that as a CSM can be successful and really recommending changes needed.
So my suggestion, Sammy, is maybe set up, one of our future meetings, right? Let's just have a discussion, understand what's out there, what's relevant, and then let's make a, consolidated decision what we should go after.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's probably put a focus discussion there. Yeah, thank you. If anything, is there any other discussions you want to have today? So if not, let us. We will close the transition offline and send a note to this team. And after the summit, let us decide whether we want to meet this call one more time before we transition to the hardware management stream call, or we want to go directly there. And let us first at least get all the logistics set up for the hardware management work streams. Then we will send a note. And thank you, Tim. Looking forward to see you guys next week.
Sounds good. See you all in person next week.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Safe travel, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guys.